I asked Montel as well to describe this offense in a few sentences, and he used the word fun twice.
Yeah,
Is that
good.
something you like to hear?
Yeah, absolutely.
They find it fun?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like, I say this all the time, the kids growing up now, man. I mean, like my 5-year-old can get on an iPad and like everything they do is quick and fast twitch and all of that stuff, and it just kind of goes with how these kids are growing up and all that stuff. Yeah.
Rob, 3 or 4 days into this, what are your just general impressions of Carter and Ryan and what they've been able to do so far?
Ryan's got a big arm, and impressed with that. And so I am very excited about that. He's got a quick release and he's got a big arm. Everything we expected from him. Carter is really, really intelligent, smart. He's got great feet. And he's really athletic, going through drills and all that stuff. And both of them are going to have bright futures. Both of them bring a little something different to the table and all that stuff. And our offense is constructed in a way where we can take advantage of either type of quarterback. Whether he's a runner type guy, we can go with that. If he's just a drop back dude, we can go with that and still be successful.
Can you tell that they're freshmen, that they're just kind of getting their feet wet? I mean, is that apparent out there on the practice field?
Yeah, it is, and it is so hard for a freshman, just freshman football players in general. I think the easiest position to play as a freshman is probably a running back or wide receiver. Those are probably the easiest things to do because you just rely on natural ability and talent and just go out there and react and see what happens. Quarterback, he's got to learn the entire offense. He's got to learn all of the calls. He's got to learn what everybody else does. So you can just eliminate the last week, game week. Okay, so that's out of there. You got 4 weeks of camp. That week's gone. So you have really 3 weeks to take somebody's position as a freshman. All right, somebody that's been there in the spring and that has worked 15 practices that you don't, and they've been there also, all of that stuff. So if you can imagine a guy to come in, this is why you don't see too many starting true freshman quarterbacks out there across the country, is they got to come in. That first week is a wash because now they got to learn the offense. Really, they got 2 weeks to beat out a guy that has been there for a long time. And it's just really hard. Not saying it can't be done, but it's just very unique.
How do you, with the quarterback not being able to be hit, how do you try to create chaos and get a read?
That's a great question, and that's why, when we were in the spring, we had a couple scrimmages. We made the quarterbacks live so we could see them and see their reactions. It's a little bit more risky and hard to do during the fall camp than it is in spring practice. So that's the hard thing, man. I mean, you just got to, when you don't have like a guy that's been the guy and he's coming back, for his senior year where you already know, you got to try to create as much of that chaos around him as you can. And it's the fine line that we talk about almost in every meeting that we have as coaches. You really can't create it unless you go live. You just can't do it. You're never going to know until the live bullets are flying around. And that's why you see, that's why you see NFL teams, they spend millions and millions of dollars researching quarterbacks in the NFL, and how many busts do you see in the draft all the time? They don't even know until they get them behind their offense in a game, live bullets on national TV. Then you find out if they're a bust or not. And it's hard.
What's the closest you can come? I mean, is there any wacky stuff you do that get in their face and just scream at them while they're...
Oh, no, I purposely, yeah. You can ask Deondre Ford. Well, you can't because we don't let our newcomers talk to the media. But I got in his face the other day, and it was totally scripted and totally on purpose because I wanted to find out what was inside of him and how is he going to react under pressure, because I know when he gets into one of these football games here soon, if he does, and they go cover zero, saw dog, I know Oklahoma does, and they bring everybody, and they're going to hit him even when he lets go of the ball on purpose, and you're going to find out what's inside of him then. So just like you said, you got to do everything you can to try to find out what's inside of him now.
How did he